What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. First day of March. That's crazy. That's crazy. But what's not crazy is we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Amy. Good morning to Andy, Art, Bill, Brian, Corey. Good morning. We got Julie in the house. We got Jay, Justin Linderman. Good morning, Miguel, Micus. We got Phil, Tim, Tina, Wally. The squadron is here. Good morning to all my peeps out in YouTube land. I got one screen today, so kind of going back and forth. We got Jennifer Level in YouTube land. Good morning to you, all my other lurkers. It's okay. I still love you. Just hit that like and subscribe button. And if you'd like to, you could hit the share as well. What did we do yesterday? Another day of just inside. I mean, perfect high wave closing. We closed exactly where we stopped. Corey says, Dan the man, you called that new high on SPY yesterday. Did we hit a new? No, we didn't hit the new. I don't think we hit the new high though. Yeah, we stopped out somewhere around 509.62. Oh, maybe during like the live hours. Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't hit a new high. Did not hit the new high yet. And we still have my level of support 508.05, and yeah, we're kind of just still shopping sideways. Good news with this gap up, even though it's a high wave candle, we are still gapping above that level. We're still gapping above really the real resistance, which is 508.47. So I think we still have a slightly more bullish edge to the market. So again, inside day, I'm going to expect that we get some kind of a pullback. Maybe, I don't know, maybe today's the day we break. I hope so. That'd be fun for day trading. But yeah, let's see. We got 508. I'll call it like 508.42 for a spot. And then I'm looking if we start to break that 508.10. But those are my two levels. If we start to break down there, then we're probably falling more to like this 506.95. Otherwise, I mean, we didn't hit the new all-time high of the market yesterday, but I think we still have a slight little bit more bullish edge on this thing. And maybe today's the day. We'll see if we can get out of this. Again, even though it's very frustrating as a day trader when the markets are just trading sideways. Because, I mean, the more momentum we can get, the better, the easier the trading becomes, the more money we'll make, which is fantastic. Otherwise, you just got to be very specific. And like I said to you yesterday, just as important as it is to be aware that yesterday was the last day of the month, be very alert that today is the first day of the month, because half the battle is trading, picking the right setups, and being able to capitalize on those. The other half is just money management. If you want to be consistently profitable in the markets, you have to know where you're standing for the month. So probably today we go for a couple 1.2s. We try to stack some wood a little bit. But on the SPY, I'm a little bit more bullish than bearish. Corey says, you called the run up to the new high of the day yesterday. Like you had a crystal ball. I'm just some guy on the internet. That's it. That's it. Sometimes you get lucky every now and then. But yeah, we had a good call on that one. All right, Q's above all levels of support resistance. You know, trying to see my levels. I got the chat pin in the way. If we get a pullback, which today we are still inside, so I think we still pull back a little bit on the Qs too at open. Other than that, long term, I mean, that was a really good close on the Qs. It's a really good open today for a continuation in the bullish direction. And again, I think we got support, so we're around 48.37. And then yesterday's VPOC is 438.12. So either of those two spots, I'm looking at support. I've got zero resistance at the top. The only thing I have to really go off of resistance is the high of this candle from back on February 23rd. And the opening price of that range, which is where we're opening now, roughly 439.65, and then the top of that wick, which is 440.53. But to me, it looks like we are still set up bullish. I think both of those levels can break. Since we do have a new month, let's just take a real quick look at the monthly on the Qs. And let's scroll back to this crazy monstrosity of a market. Oh, we got Rockin' House. Good morning to you. This is our 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 solid, straight up bullish moves. Did we have 4 months before this? In 1 month, there was our indecisive breakout. And then here's 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 months over here bullish. And then if you want to take that because it didn't really do anything, these were about 6 months. So all in all, pretty good. We're definitely at the top of this. We've not had a pullback in a while. Even on a weekly, I mean, that looks really good for the weekly. A really good open. We are opening above that last little red candle. So very, very good open for this week. For this month, at least. Obviously, this week is ending, so this candle's still live. But yeah, if we get any close, if we stay bullish today, we get a close above that red candle, then I'm probably thinking next week runs it up too. Check out TLT, see if that one could get out of its little sideways consolidation. Wow, the weekly looked good on that one too, actually. The weekly, yeah, we're gapping down on TLT today. It looks like we're trying to S-curve a little bit, which again will help. It will help maintain and sustain. TLT, a little bit of a gap down, still just in that consolidation period, so nothing too crazy on that. IWM. If you guys got tickers, let me know. You could throw those into the chat, and we will take a look at those. Let me take this video off. Perfect. All right, we got IWM with a small pullback on IWM, but we are at some level of support. So I got support on this one, 203.66. So there's still a few pennies above that one, and then the next one, 203.63. So very, very close. But we do have some kind of level there, and then we also have some resistance, 204.31. So I'd like to see a close above that, and then IWM I think still can carry bullish and trend up. Look at this crazy, crazy move. We were talking about this one in the swing room when I was covering. I think it was on Wednesday. Today's Friday. Wow. Yeah, so 2 days right before this day happened, but this is a good solid. I think we moved what, $14, $15 on this candle. 179 all the way up to 192. That's a crazy day. Another solid gap up this morning. We got 2 things against us on this one. Obviously, the direction's still bullish, and I don't think this is the all-time high for AMD, and we just get some kind of inverse crazy candle, and we never go higher ever again. I think we're just starting the breakout. But I'd be a little foolish to think that we just open up here and then it just skyrockets. Can it happen? Yes. But there is obviously a lot of volume. We've already had a massive move. People were definitely feeling bullish on AMD yesterday. That's enough reason. I mean, all-time highs on that close. There's enough reason where I think people were kind of comfortable just staying in this trade. Like, it didn't give you a reason to get out. All momentum to the bullish, very, very strong close this one. So now I think at open we have some people that are profitable. So that's number one. Obviously on good volume too. We probably do fade back down lower. The other thing we have against us to stay bullish and go bullish is $200. $200 target. Huge, huge, huge psychological hold number. So if I was to go bullish right at open on this one, I'm looking for about $1.60 before I think that psychological hold number kicks in. When my downside, even if we just close this gap, is about $6, roughly. So my risk to reward is actually better to the short side on AMD today. Does that mean I'm going to go out and short AMD? Nah, I want to try to keep my money before the weekend. I got plans. I don't want to give it up yet. So I'm not going to go short and just fight the trend, but at the same time, I'm not probably going to step in bullish unless we come down. The first spot I would be interested in is about 192.61. See if we close this gap. I think eventually this is a gap that will close. Maybe it's today. The better spot that I'd be looking at this point, seeing if we get a retest into like 186.03. I think there's going to be a lot of bulls down there. We shall see, but yep, just kind of hanging out. We got ZS. ZS. I'm going to equate that volume more to the earnings. Is this a surprise beat by 30% on earnings per share? We got 17.37 million surprise side beat. I'm not sure what their forecast was for Zscaler. So I don't know if we're down on that one, but if they've kind of lowered guidance a little, that's possible. We've seen a lot of that this earnings season. But a little bit of a gap down on this one. This would be a gap and go from this candle. That was kind of just a retest. We are at a little bit of level support, 227.86. I'd probably think that this candle plays in a little bit more. Maybe looking, I don't think we get this crazy bullish bounce on this one, which we've seen things like Palo Alto get bought up. Snow started getting bought up as well. David Harris says, just tuned in, ALB up to 140. No, it's getting there. It's getting there. I mean, we could do a $10 day on ALB. I don't know if we're going to do it today, but we could do it. It's potentially possible. Yeah, we have, depends on where this one opens. I have a lot of room to the downside to the short side of things, which would be about 212.58 if things get uglier, I guess I should say, for Zscaler. We've seen the buy the dip mentality very strong in a lot of other stocks. The trend on this one, and this one gaps quite frequently too, but the trend on this one, there's your high point on February 9th. We broke down, we retested, we gapped down major, came back. This is the retest. We gapped down here. I think eventually this will fill, and maybe that support is good enough. I'd be interested in the fade higher on this one. See if we start to look to close that gap a little bit. Lots of room to the downside though if this level doesn't hold. So see if 227.74 holds. If not, down we go. Dell had some earnings. DELL. Let's see where they're coming in. Wow. Oh, wowzers. That's not all-time high, is it? That's a crazy level. Major gap. I hate all-time high gaps. I got no levels anywhere. But if you just saw that monthly screen that I just had on, this is also we have one little inside red candle. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row following another gap up. 1, 2, 3 months there. There's definitely people profitable on this gap. So again, I would like to think this one fades back down. We'd have more than enough room to make some money to the downside on this one. We've also seen some stocks that open up at these all-time highs, especially in 2024. They just keep going. So as much as Dell is making AI servers? Nah, never mind. This thing will never fade. If I knew that ahead of time, yeah, no, just straight maybe $700 target now. It's got AI. But I think this one probably, I would be looking and leaning more to the short side, fade that gap. There's more than enough room. I wouldn't even be in it. I don't think I'd try to take it for a 2R trade though. Like that's how nervous I am on all-time high gaps. We'll see. But that's definitely one to watch today for sure. Let me see if where's my list at? Let me get Dell up here. If I could get some kind of like blow off top at the open, maybe even a green high wave candle that I want to try to short. I think that's how I have to play this thing. But zero levels, all time highs, major gap. Uh, I feel like the short side would be the one for this one, but AI servers, so I don't know. That's a tough one to fight. Everyone's profitable in this thing though. All right, let's see. They spell it DAIL. I like that. Uh-huh. They can spell it however they want. They made a lot of money. They could change, they could pay, they could afford to change their legal company name if they want to. HPE down on earnings just because they didn't go in the direction of they didn't go to they should have won some AI servers. What are they thinking? I mean, the CEO should be insta fired. Insta fired. If you have anything technology related as a company and you don't do anything AI during 2024, 2023, nah, that's a garbage CEO. This does look like a fairly decent short. I think this one fades up higher first though. We've had a lot of selling into this. This is a gap and go bearish. Look for some kind of fade, I think, on this one first. You do have some support kind of coming in at first one will be about $14.50. Next target is about 14.33. We've already had a decent amount of selling into this gap. So I think the better spot to short, and again, I don't know exactly. My crystal ball is in the shop today, but I would much rather the short if it's about 20 cents higher. 20 cents higher would be great. Lucian says, so now is the time to buy, right? On HPE, it's just such a boring company. HPE hasn't done anything on Dell. Um, yeah, I mean, I would probably take out a second mortgage just to get some Dell shares at all-time highs. Is your crystal ball getting an AI upgrade? If it had anything AI related to my crystal ball, I'd be on an island sipping on some Bahama Mamas right now. Yeah. Mm-mm. The batteries die too quickly on it, so I have to, maybe I need like a solar powered one. I'm not sure. AI itself coming down a little bit, still in yesterday's range. I think this one's probably a fade up higher too. Probably to 36.84 would be a target on AI. Let me see. We got ADSK. Look at that one. ADSK. Autodesk. Doesn't a desk just sit there? I didn't know I had the manual desk. That's a nice little gap up. That's on earnings. It's a surprise beat, 14 cents, and then 37 million to the higher side. It's a good looking gap. It still has a little bit more room to go on it. This one probably runs up. We got to about 282.08 would be my target. But good looking gap, not at all time highs. This one would be a good candidate for like a high wave candle out of the gate, some kind of hammer. See if this one wants to get some profit taking, because obviously from 192 into this gap, there's going to be some people profitable. But see if this one gives you like a little bit sell off. I don't expect a big one. So probably a good candidate for some kind of high wave candle on that one. INTC. Mm, it is a retest gap. My immediate target on this one is 43.91. And we should have some level of support. We got some moving averages kind of coming in on us too. So see if this one fades back. I'd still like it long. I think your better opportunity is long. But see if this one wants to come in somewhere around 43.16. Somewhere around there would be a much better opportunity. So look for a little fade on that one. And again, we do have some resistance, 43.91. It could break. This could be a little double bottom. It's got good support longer term, even for a swing trade. It's not bad. I'd still want my swing trade entry to be just a tad lower. But wide open gap fill up there. So longer term, if this gap fills, I'm looking for about 49.70 as a target. And we're just shopping. We've been shopping sideways, so I don't know. Maybe today's the day we get this breakout, but it hasn't shown that it can get this breakout. So probably targets and are going to be a little minimal, I would assume, on that. AAPI. AAPI. Apple iSport Group. They just trying to take Apple's thunder. This one gaps all the time. If this is the correct thing, we'll take a look at Apple just in case it was a typo. But this one, yeah, this one gaps all the time. I got I got no info on that one. Let's try AAPL. Apple does look a little bit more bearish than it does bullish for sure. This actually looks like a pretty well thought out short. I'm gonna try to get this one as high as I can. All right. We'll go one more level. Get it right under Dell. This looks like a decent short. See if this one wants to get some love in the beginning of the day. Look for some kind of resistance to kick in. I would say about 180.38. But you have almost tweezer lows from yesterday and from February 27th. We're below that. I believe, are we still inside day? No, we're penny below it. We'll have to see where this one opens. But this one, the fact we're taking out this candle, again, there's a lot of buying. We're below the 200. Targets to the downside on this one. We got a little level of support. So again, hopefully we get bought up there. So I can get in short a little bit higher. Target on this one is about 177.17 is my first target. So it's got a already about $2.30 to the downside, which is decent for Apple. But if I can get in roughly 180-ish, 117, somewhere around that zone, I wouldn't mind the attempt on this one. Unless it's going to do something like this, but even this one just kind of opened pretty much at the 200 and then ran up. So we'll see what happens on that. I do like that to the short side. Jennifer says, Goog? Google. Uh, Trying. It's been, I don't know why, but it's been so weak. I don't know if just their AI is being viewed as a flop. It is getting a slight little gap up today. Nothing too crazy. I would like to see this one pull back at open. Meta rebuffed Google proposal to virtual reality. Uh-huh. Where are we actually open on this thing? I would like to see like a pullback into like 139.52. This would be a slight little retest, but yeah, somewhere around there, even like 139.30, 31, something like that. So give me a little bit of a pullback, and then we will that at least gives us good risk reward. My ultimate stop is probably about 137.90. No, 137.54, something to that extent. It's trying. We are going to have to deal with this breakdown candle. That's not a very good one. We still have a lot of room to the 200 to the downside, so it does have more room to fall. We've got a wide open gap still up here, somewhere around 145. I don't think we take this candle out in a bullish direction, so this would be about a 1.2 trade if I can get it. CLSK. Clean Spark. Um, It's opening flat right now, so yeah, not any gaps. Still holding some level of support down here. That could be a slight little trap wick. Better spot for me to get in, like if I want to try like a swing trade, would be about $13.98. Just kind of playing off the VPOC level from that breakout candle with lots of volume. Realistically, that's the candle I don't want to see break down. So the closest I get to that for my entry, the better. But we did have a little bit of volume on this candle here, this breakout. We tried to get underneath it. Yesterday, we did get underneath it. Bulls rallied it back. Pretty decent close. I think there's a little bit of a bear trap into support. So I wouldn't mind trying this one long and then just kind of using yesterday's lows as my stop for day trade purpose. So about 1576. And then obviously if we start to break down that level, now I probably have around $14, slightly under 14 as some kind of entry for potential swing. But we're at a key support. The Bulls are really trying on this one. That is a lot of selling from 23.38, 30, 20, 23.40. That is a big pullback. And that's going to be probably our current support. So yeah, I wouldn't mind attempting that one long at open. MU has been tough. This is a good example of the market makers making lots of money every single time. We've had a couple good trades this month off of it, or not this month because it's March, but last month we did have a couple. We've also had a couple rough ones. Or like yesterday, we attempted to go long, and we just didn't get filled. It just kind of oversold. Good gap up here though. This is a gap and go. We're still right into this high wave candle. I'm looking at right where this candle open and close gives us some kind of level about 91.88. Targets to the high side unless we're going to go crazy today. 92.38. Otherwise, I think this one probably, even though it's a gap and go, I think this one kind of fades. And then look for some kind of support back to essentially yesterday's close, roughly around $90.62. But I think this one probably gets that fade first. And then if we can get some kind of level off that $90.62, even the only way I could really take this one bullish at and really play this one is if I thought this 92.40 is going to break today. Otherwise, I have a much better risk to reward to the downside than I do bullish. Again, unless I think today's the day we break out, and I just don't have any reason to think so until it does. So, yep. I don't really want to go bearish on a gap and go for sure. This candle also shows me there is some bullish momentum. This gap makes a lot of sense. Let's see if we can get some fading. And we did have people buying this thing at 88.80, 88.81 yesterday. Easy hold. You're in the profits. I mean the overall trend is bullish on MU. So if I bought it there, I put my stops in place, probably break even. And on this gap, look for some kind of potential fade unless we start getting past this 92.50 zone, which we're trying, but we'll see. See if this one acts as resistance. That is the morning bell, though. So all my people out in YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible. Stay safe in the market, and we'll catch you guys on Monday. We'll be